The year is 1939, Europe teeters on the precipice. A continent scarred by the Great War braces for another. Nationalism surges, ideologies clash, the world holds its breath. World War II, a conflict of unprecedented scale and savagery, will leave an indelible mark on human history. Millions will perish, empires will crumble. The very fabric of society will be torn asunder. Yet, amidst the chaos and carnage, a glimmer of hope emerges. A coalition of nations bound by a common purpose rises to confront the forces of tyranny. But what if the story had unfolded differently? What if the Allied powers had faltered and the Nazi war machine had prevailed? It is a chilling thought, one that has captivated historians and storytellers alike. By exploring this alternate timeline, we gain a deeper appreciation for the fragility of freedom and the profound consequences of historical events. We are reminded that the world we know is not inevitable, but rather the product of countless choices and sacrifices made by those who came before us. History hinges on pivotal moments, seemingly insignificant decisions that can alter the course of nations. In our timeline, the Battle of Britain marked a turning point, the Royal Air Force's valiant defense thwarting Hitler's plans for an invasion of England. But what if the Luftwaffe had prevailed? With Britain subdued, the United States might have remained on the sidelines, its industrial might unavailable to bolster the Allied cause. Another critical juncture, Operation Barbarossa, Hitler's ill-fated invasion of the Soviet Union. Imagine if the harsh Russian winter had arrived earlier, crippling the German advance and affording Stalin's forces a decisive advantage. The Eastern Front, a meat grinder that consumed millions of lives, could have ended in a stalemate, forcing a negotiated peace and cementing Nazi control over vast swathes of Eastern Europe. These are just two of countless what-ifs that haunt the corridors of alternate history. By tweaking the variables, by imagining a world where the dice rolled differently, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex interplay of factors that shaped our past. In the shadow world, the Nazi banner flies over a conquered Europe. From the Atlantic coast to the Ural Mountains, the swastika symbolizes a new order, a twisted vision of racial purity and Aryan supremacy. The British Isles, once a bastion of freedom, endure the yoke of occupation. The Soviet Union, its vast resources plundered, exists as a fragmented vassal state. The United States, isolated and wary, adopts a policy of uneasy coexistence with the Nazi behemoth. The world watches, holding its breath, as Hitler's ambitions grow. Africa, Asia, the Americas, all become potential targets in the Nazis' quest for global domination. This is a world forever altered, shaped by the dark ambitions of a totalitarian regime. The geopolitical landscape has been redrawn, the balance of power irrevocably shifted. But within this oppressive new order, seeds of resistance begin to sprout. Daily life under Nazi rule varies greatly depending on location, ethnicity, and perceived loyalty to the regime. In Germany, many citizens, seduced by propaganda and fearful of reprisal, embrace the Nazi ideology. Others, their consciences stirred, whisper dissent in hushed tones, risking imprisonment or worse. Occupied nations face a stark choice: collaboration or resistance. Some individuals, driven by opportunism or fear, align themselves with the Nazi regime. Others, fueled by patriotism and a yearning for freedom, form clandestine networks, waging a shadow war against their oppressors. The Jewish population, targeted for extermination in the Holocaust, faces unimaginable horrors. Those who survive are forced into hiding, relying on the kindness of strangers and the hope of a brighter future. The human spirit, though tested, proves resilient even in the darkest of times.